Welcome to A-Level History at Sir Christopher Hatton Academy. Thank you for considering to choose history for your A-Level. We hope you're excited as we are with starting a new opportunity, maybe at a new sixth form or continuing at the school that you're already at. As you can see from this slide, A-Level History includes two main topics. The first, the making of modern Britain. The second, Tsarist and Communist Russia. These two topics have been selected because they're the specialist areas of the teachers that will be with you. So let's meet the teachers. Here are your three A-Level teachers. Miss Duncan will be teaching the making of modern Britain both in Year 12 and in Year 13. Mrs. Hughes teaches Russia in Year 12. And Mr. Benjamin teaches Russia in Year 13. So you might still be considering this question, but why study history at A-Level? Well, hopefully it's because you're interested in the subject and you've done it at GCSE and enjoyed some of the things that you've been doing. But as well as that, studying history enables us to develop a better understanding of the world in which we live in, building knowledge and understanding of historical events and trends, especially over the past century. This is going to enable us to develop a much greater appreciation for what's going on in our world today. Studying A-Level history not only helps improve your knowledge of the past, but it also helps you gain skills that are invaluable in many jobs. Some of these skills include analysing, researching, communication, and problem solving. You'll also gain the ability to prioritise information and learn how to make vital decisions. This helps you to build an important skill set needed for progression into university or a career. So you might be wondering how you're going to be assessed and what's included in the exam side of the A-Level. Our A-Level exam board is AQA, and the course is made up of 3 parts. Component 1, the breadth study, which for us is the Tsarist and Communist Russia, and Component 2, the depth study, the making of modern Britain. As well as those 2 topics, where you'll have an exam for each, there is also the coursework component, which is called the non-examined assessment, the NEA. As hopefully you can see from the pictures on the right hand side, the 2 components 1 and 2 have a 2.5 hour exam. In that exam you will answer a section A and a section B question, but for the section B this often requires 2 out of 3 choices of essays, whereas the section A's in Britain you'll be looking at source analysis, and in Russia you'll be looking at interpretations. The skills needed for your exams, you'll hopefully see lots of relevance compared to what you've been doing at GCSE and your writing essay styles. But obviously throughout the 2 years with us, we'll continue to help you develop these skills. So let's look at in a bit more detail the topics you will cover. Obviously for making of modern Britain, we'll be looking at political, social, economic and foreign policy changes in the time from the end of the Second World War right up to 2010. For Tsarist and Communist Russia, we'll be looking at how they tried to preserve autocracy, but also the collapse of autocracy, as well as the emergence of communist dictatorship and Stalin's dictatorship. So, as well as our 2 topics, we will also be looking at your coursework, the non-examined assessment. Now, this is a personal study on a topic of your choice. We hope to be able to offer you as much support with those topics, but actually it's an independent project, and you'll have a question that you've come up with that covers approximately 100 years, but that will have to be between our 2 topics. It's an exciting opportunity to have some real experience with extended writing. Lots of these you'll have to do when you get to university, or if you go straight into a career. It will be between 3,500 and 4,500 words, and it's worth 20% of your A-Level. It will be moderated by the teachers, but then finally moderated by AQA itself. Now you might be thinking, what do I expect in an A-Level lesson? What sort of things am I going to be doing? And is it going to be exactly the same as GCSE? Well, the answer is no. It's going to feel very different from GCSE. Not only are you likely to be in smaller classes, but we're also going to do things quite differently when it comes to our learning. Obviously, we're going to expect a bit more from you with independence, with organisation, and with reading around the subjects. But in lessons, we're going to be doing research tasks where we have to look at information and unpick the evidence that exists to us. We're also going to do presentations. Now, yes, that will include some public speaking in front of others. But actually, again, if you go straight into the working world or at university, these definitely are the skills that you're going to need, and we will support you with them. We're also going to do class debates. Obviously, we need to look at exam questions and practice those, but we can also look at those through role play, through group tasks, and through independent tasks. As you can see in some of these pictures, there will be a variety of activities. And as you can see, they seem to be making posters. You might be able to see some of them in the background, but they were making posters to accompany a presentation they did in the Making of Modern Britain subject. So, hopefully at this part you're thinking, yes, I do want to do history at Hatton. Well, these are the entry requirements you will need. You need to have either 2 grade 6s or 1 5 and 1 6 in any combination of history and English. This really is to enable you to cope with the writing requirements of the course. It is a step up from GCSE, and you need to be confident, and we need to be confident that you can cope with the level of writing. So, we spoke earlier about why doing A-level history will be beneficial to you. But here are some of the future career options, and trust me, there are many more. The most common jobs with someone who's got a history degree is a lawyer, a judge, or a teacher. But actually, as you'll find with some of our teachers at Hatton, we've also potentially come from non-traditional jobs in our areas, whether it's a journalist, a geographer, or a librarian. If you're really enjoying history, there are those specialist, unique jobs that might appeal to you. Obviously, a historian and constantly learning and finding new evidence in an area that you're interested in. A museum curator or an archivist. Other potential jobs: college professor, so working in universities in the future, maybe a political scientist or anthropologist. Also those jobs in the civil service, becoming into politics, whether it's becoming an MP or working with an MP. All of this is going to be a future career opportunity as a result of a history degree and A-level. As well as learning and lessons, we also hope to run trips for our A-level students. One trip that we've successfully run over the past 2 years has been a trip to Auschwitz. 2 of our students were selected based on an essay competition to be part of the Holocaust Educational Trust's visit. As well as the school supporting this trip, the Holocaust Educational Trust made those students ambassadors, and this is something that would be amazing for your CV, to show how you're really interested in history and to show the extra mile you've gone to be able to be part of a project like the trip to Auschwitz. As well as this trip, that will be an option for some of our students, we also hope to be able to open opportunities to visit the National Archives in London to look at sources, whether they're from Prime Minister's meetings, but also local museum trips as well. We hope this presentation has confirmed your reasons to choose history at A-level, and we hope to see you soon at Hatton.